Yeah. Welcome to Drunk Off the Press.
Welcome to Plot Off the Press. Drunk Off the Press.
Oh, that's right.
If you want to
That's
change
what
the
it's
name,
called.
I would be totally okay with that one.
Let me grab my phone. I'll change on Instagram right now.
So, welcome today. Today we're doing a couple of Tom Cruise movies, just I think to rub it in my face. But
No. We have a theme also because we're doing this one, and it's the brothers. We got Ridley Scott and Tony Scott. So it's a Tom Cruise double feature / same director at the same time.
Howard, how they
we're
are
going to do
radically
this
different.
there's totally two different things, but we're going 85, 86, and then brother directors. You know, it's a Scott-free production day, even though they weren't Scott-free
so
back
wearing
then.
my Memphis gear today. I even have a Corky's cup. Ooh. Not because Corky's is super awesome, but they have a really good cup. It's almost as good as Nuke's. Yeah.
Oh, Nuke's does have a good cup.
They have great. They have great sauce, and Nuke's has salmonella.
So I'm Taylor. We got Carter here with us today, and Casey Carter.
Hello.
Hey there,
Chalky.
Chalky White,
aka Chalky. Well, Chalky White is from Boardwalk Empire, so you can't be Chalky White. You have to be Chalky Carter.
Oh, Jello told me I can only. It's just Chalky.
Mm-hmm.
He said you can't have any other words after Chalky. It's just Chalky.
And yes, we know
and that's
somebody
coming from Jello.
And we know somebody named Jello, by the way. Yeah. Shout out to Jello. What up?
So the first movie we're doing today is 1985 Legend. Very strange movie.
The movie's named Legend. It's not a legendary movie.
This one is Ridley Scott, stars Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. It does have a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. We'll talk about that in a second. Because it's not. I did think this one was kind of weird. It reminded me of like a mix between almost like Never Ending Story and just a couple other ones like that back from the 80s, all mixed together. But I'll kick off the ratings here. This is a solid 3, and I might have gone lower, but I did like Tim Curry as Darkness, and I did like Mia Sara and Tim Curry, but beyond that, it was just bizarre. So I'm giving it a 3. What about you, Carter?
It was a 6.4. I have written down here 4.5. I don't know. It's a very odd movie, which we're going to get into. I'm going to give it a 4.5 for a couple things. It really doesn't look really really cool, but for the time 1985's the height. I know you're shaking your head, but I mean it's the height of special effects. I mean at this point in time, Ridley Scott has done Alien.
Like
he's done Blade Runner.
Star Wars, and Star Wars looked like it was in fucking 100 years ahead of this one.
It was not 10 years. Star Wars came out in 77.
9.
It's not 10 years.
This one came out in 85.
Huh?
8 years later.
Well, that's not 10. So, I mean, what are we fucking arguing over here? Grams to ounces? What? All right, but I mean, but still, it's got a lot of fun in it. At times, if you look for it. Even though it is kind of hard to find, but I mean the movie kind of takes itself seriously, but doesn't at the same time. I don't know. It's hard to explain. This is just a very odd movie, and but the directing of it, the shots and the cinematography, and the makeup is all done very very nicely. And I mean Tim Curry with all that gear that he has on him to become pretty much the devil. he does a really good job at it.
I refuse to believe that Tim Curry can do anything badly.
Badly? Okay. All right. Well, this is the year that the movie Clue came out, which introduced me to Tim Curry. Because I wouldn't, my parents wouldn't let me watch Rocky Horror Picture Show. I mean, it was 8 or it was 8, whatever, how old I was. Yeah, it was 8. But yeah, Clue was fucking hilarious. That was a good movie. But yeah, Tim Curry. I mean, if no one told you it was Tim Curry, you would never know that.
Up while I was watching it, I had the little X-ray thing, and I was like, I wonder who this devil is. And I was like, holy shit, it's Tim Curry. Who knew Tim Curry had
holy shit, it's Tim Curry. But yeah, I don't know. It's a 4.5 for me, just because again, it's kind of fun. It's like you said, it's like the never-ending story. Fuck the Lord of the Rings, and they said, you know what? All this content and weird shit in Labyrinth, and we'll make it. Well, there's no Jim Henson in it, but still, the problem with this movie is apparently there's this director's cut floating around that we didn't get to see that has like an extra 30 minutes, which makes it a lot more cohesive story.
Oh, and to touch on that too, I read something about the director's cut that apparently Tom Cruise was so like,
he's still in.
He was like so mad about the movie.
It's like
he didn't even talk about it for years.
Yeah, it's like the European cut is the better one, but I don't know. Again, I like how it's. I keep getting torn because I can't explain how I feel about this. Just because it's like how it's weird how the little goblin talks and rhymes the whole time, and it's like, oh, Jesus Christ! But sometimes it's fun,
because, you know. I mean, it's almost Shakespearean at points. But
it's just only a few characters. But yeah, I don't know. But we'll dive into more on that. Casey, what's your rating?
I'm going to agree with Taylor on this. I wrote down a 3 as well. I did a 3 and a question mark, like, meh. And the 3 is really, for the unicorns. Let's be real.
You didn't like the unicorns?
No, I like them. That's how it got a 3.
Oh, white horses with glued-on horns.
Yeah.
That's
so majestic.
And you know that...
and then also... Oh, no, right, they're majestic as fuck.
Majestic as fuck, for sure. That's exactly what they are.
And also, I don't know if y'all noticed this, and little thing, like, when I first started watching, I was like, looking at Tom Cruise, I'm like, something's off about him. Did he get his teeth done after this movie? Because his teeth are really weird in this.
I mean...
I don't know if y'all noticed.
He's very young. Very, very young.
His hair is long, but maybe.
But no, it's like he's got like a space. Like his teeth are like. Did he get veneers after this or something?
Never noticed it.
Oh, now you got to look at it because it was driving me nuts.
What? Me nuts.
Driving me nuts.
Driving me nuts.
Driving me nuts.
I know that he doesn't.
Anyway, that's what I got on that.
Which is
because his teeth are in the fucking way.
Well, that's a good thing for you, but yeah, his character is, he doesn't have a very good character in this movie. And it's weird, and he kind of Peter Pans it also, like, jumping out of trees.
We're going to talk about later, because some shit doesn't make sense.
Oh, there's a lot of shit that doesn't make sense.
Let's jump in then. So what about your favorite character? What's your favorite character?
Who are you asking?
Thought I already made that clear. It's going to be the unicorns.
Okay.
The ones that just go.
They're the best part of the fucking movie.
And then also they make like.
Well, I told you I didn't enjoy this movie.
Yeah, they also make whale noises at one point in time.
There's some really stellar music. And
well, now again, the director's cut, it's done by somebody else, and this is done. The version we watched is Tangerine Dream.
All the music
does it.
I noticed that at the beginning. Tangerine Dream was the music by Tangerine.
Isn't that what it's called? Yeah, right. I mean, because Yeah, and they've actually done the scores for a bunch of different movies. Not anything really good, but I mean, just a bunch of different movies that I don't recall because I looked at it and it was just like, okay, but yeah, they were brought in because again, the American cut of this movie is different from the European cut. The European cut is the Ridley Scott cut of the movie, like or the director cut, and he has another guy that I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head. Taylor, you're the music guy, you should know this, but he did the original score, and then they brought them in to do a bunch of fucking synthesizer shit to give it more of a fun fairy tale kind of
like fantasy.
Yeah, you know what it sounded like?
Yeah, but
it wasn't fun
it just
or fantasy or fairy tale. It sounded like when you have that old VHS tape and it's not running fast enough, so you hear this like when all the music starts coming in.
So now you're making the whale noises again. No, what it is it's like extended versions of elevator music.
Yeah, it didn't fit the. I mean, here we are walking. Walking through Hell's Kitchen, and you know they've baked the little dwarf guy into a pie, and it's like elevator music.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just weird shit like that. Like, it's the movie's so goofy at times, but then there's other times when they show, which I guess is supposed to be hell in a tree. I don't know, but the butcher guy looks like he's just chopping somebody up that's alive, and he's just you can't hear it, but he looks like he's screaming bloody murder because it's like is he chopping that guy's leg off while he's alive and awake? Like, holy shit! It's like Civil War surgery, you know. It's not tenderizing. That's called removing. But sure, okay.
I don't know if you saw the pie.
What's a blackberry pie? Blackbird pie? And that isn't there a fucking nursery rhyme with a blackbird, blackberry?
Who's your favorite character?
Whatever. Keep going. My favorite character, probably Darkness. I have to go with that. I think it's Darkness, but is as weird as it is, or weird as he is at time, and like the weird hissing, but you know he's going with the character. The little gump elf kid does a really good job. I mean, like you said, you mentioned Shakespearean. I could definitely see him being Hamlet and Hamlet. Like the way he kind of carries himself. I mean, like he was good, but I think he just did as best he could as the script. I mean, like when Tom Cruise, when he goes, "Why is everything going on?" He's like, "I took Lily to see the unicorns." And he's like, "God damn it, no! What's wrong with you?" And he goes, "Well, I did it for love." And he goes, "Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Did it for love? Hey, let's fucking break out the wine on the other elf's hat and let's do a shot real quick." It was like, they did a shot? I mean, like, he was good in it, but it's still kind of he didn't have a lot of source material. But also, Darkness, Tim Curry's very good in this, but...
Well, first off, you're not
I mean, really, what does he do?
Darkness.
I mean...
Like,
okay, I hear you, Charlie Murphy, or excuse me, Rick James.
I agree.
I
agree.
They should have never given you motherfuckers money. What am I doing with all this?
I like his Darkness. I thought he was a little bit anticlimactic though. Like he'd be in the middle of dinner with this girl and talking to her and like there was some serious flirting going on there. Some smooth moves by Mr. Curry. But then I really thought, you know, if you're the devil and you're like 18 feet tall and look like that, you're just gonna rape girl anyway.
Well, you know, that's what those horns are for.
But I'm with you. I really do like I like Darkness, just you know, because he's the most interesting character. The rest never really made sense.
Well, and then also, I mean, again, who knows how bad the movie's cut when what you're talking about,
the director's cut thing.
Not to touch on plot holes. I know that. Okay, well, I'm going to try, but I'm not going to be able to because, again, like when
Tom Cruise told him about it. Okay.
That's right. He called me on the phone.
when we get to casting, are you guys going to recast Tom Cruise with every character? Just
spoiler.
I recast Tom Cruise, but also recast Darkness. Right. But so,
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Well, who's
your favorite?
So let's jump to favorite scene.
Who's your favorite?
I'll kick off. I like the whole pie scene. They get the guy out of the pie, and it took me forever to figure out what the fuck they were doing with the big plates that became mirrors. But I enjoyed that whole sequence, and I thought it was dumb, the fight scene, because it was as goofy as a fight scene as you can see, where the guy was swinging an axe, and it was like, and then Tom Cruise.
Loving those sound effects again. This is very sound effects
if you
show
watch it,
that
was a direct
right
cut from the movie. I didn't even, that wasn't even me making the noise. That was from the movie.
Oh, nice! And then how the steam killed everybody in the room except for the other 4 people in the room that were directly in the steam. Again, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm just saying, it's like.
Yes.
My favorite scene. There's not really one.
And it was the one about food.
I did, even though it's very, very quick. I did like it when the green, I guess, goblin lady came out of the water and Jack has a shield and cuts her head off.
And believe it or not, that's actually played by Robert Picardo, who everybody would recognize from many different Star Trek / Stargate shows.
And he plays the with the hologram doctor on one of them.
He is actually the doctor somewhere. He was recently seen on the new Picard show, which honestly, they could make 72 seasons of that, and I would be happy. He was.
He's not going to live that long.
And then he was actually on Stargate Atlantis as a pretty big character there for a couple seasons.
Let me get my pillow real quick so I can go to sleep while Taylor keeps talking about this guy.
I think I just zoned out.
Jesus Christ.
What just happened?
Casey, what's your favorite?
I don't fucking know. I mean, but he's got comics.
Well, I guess towards the end where Tom Cruise, the guy's telling him to kill the girl. They got their little bow and arrow thing, which is very Katniss.
His name's Gump, by the way, again. Gump. Not Forrest.
I know, but when you say Gump, I think Forrest. And he looks like he's about to go for it, and he's like, I trust you. And he doesn't kill her. She frees the unicorn. Obviously, my whole thing is about these unicorns. Love it. And she...
It's only because they're white. This one.
Stop it.
Good Lord. No, and that also, which is weird about that, he shoots him all the way through the neck, and it's just like, arrow through my neck, no problem. Like, right. Okay, cool.
Well, he's a devil. Come on.
He's darkness.
Darkness. So I like that.
Well, it's your scene here. Of course, you can like it.
Yeah. And so he doesn't kill her, and, it works out for everybody.
Out of this 3 movie, you picked something that you liked. That's nice.
Yeah.
So what about casting, Casey? You changing anybody out?
I actually wrote down no.
That's
what's
exactly
the point?
What I wrote down. I'm going to give it to Tyler because he said he's getting rid of Tom Cruise, and I'm excited about this.
All right, so let's recast Tom Cruise now. So I did it 2 ways. I always go too far on this. Now, Kenneth Brogg.
Who?
Kenneth Brogg. He's director, actor. He's the bad guy in the movie Tenet. You know what I'm talking about?
Hold on.
All right. Well, he could have done it because Ridley Scott is. They shot in England. Whatever his name is, Bragnog, Braun, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Brana.
He plays Professor Lockhart in Harry Potter.
Yes. He's also, the world's greatest detective in Murder on the Orient Express. But he's done a bunch of different stuff. He could have done it because we're sticking with, Ridley Scott. He's English, as Tony is, and they shot it in England. Him or Pierce Brosnan could have done, could have been, they would have been young enough at the time that they could have, pulled it off. But shifting to, for that, American-wise, now, because they're about the same age, but, I mean, you could always flip out Rob Lowe for Tom Cruise. I think Viggo Mortensen would have been a good age, and I think everyone would like to see Aragorn do this. But really, just because he still hadn't made it big, and I think it would have been just because I think he's just great and everything. I think Kevin Costner could have been recast as Jack. I could see him do it because
I was
he's
honestly
still not
thinking him on Top Gun, which we're going to do next too.
He's still again. So that, I mean, all those right there that we're going to do for the next, those are all three I think could have been changed out for Tom Cruise and all that. But if also, just not to get ahead of ourselves, but with the Top Gun thing, there was like 30 people that were offered the role before they gave it to fucking Tom Cruise anyway. But
what about Darkness?
Man, okay, so that's the other thing is Darkness. I mean,
You love him.
Well, no. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's a lot of different places we could have gone with Darkness, and let me go to the list of, because again, I know it's too much, but I mean, John Hurt worked with Ridley Scott on Alien. John Hurt could do anything when he was alive. R.I.P. He could have done it. Jeremy Irons would have been right in that wheelhouse. Ian McKellen, Gandalf could have done it. I mean, but these are all solid English actors.
I mean, I thought he was just in. Yeah,
I think he's still doing kind of theater and mostly TV shows. I don't recall if he was really in a lot of movies
that would probably be
at that point.
early for Jeremy Irons.
Around there, but Jeremy was still doing TV shows. Like I also have Ian McShane, Lovejoy, bad guy from Deadpool. Deadwood. You know who Ian McShane is. He would have been lovely in it, but he'd have pulled them. Another guy that was also in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Richard O'Brien or Brennan. Is that how you say it? He was Riff Raff or whatever. He's the weird looking dude, the very weird looking dude from Rocky Horror Picture Show, because he would have just him in makeup and being bald, he would have looked good. Albert Finney could have done it, but what I'm going to go with is Sam Neill. Jurassic Park, because he had just got, or he had just done, or he was about to. I think he'd already played Damon, the son of the devil, in The Omen as an adult, and I think he would have been an absolutely, because Sam Neill's got that piercing look of just evil when he wants to do it, like in Event Horizon, or when he plays Damien, or Mouth of Madness.
Sam Neill. Like one of my favorite things, fantasy things ever. There was a made-for-TV series, the original Merlin series. When it was Sam Neill that played Merlin, and I actually think it had Helena Bonham Carter in it too. She was the evil witch lady. But it was, I just really enjoyed it. And I really enjoy, honestly, his voice.
Yeah, I mean, I think you watch Jurassic Park, and Sam is just, it's just so lovable in that. But at the same time, though, when he wants to be evil, it's like that Gary Oldman, like that evil, goddamn evil. And so, I know I went too far in that, but there's just so much going on with this movie, because there's so many things that, aside from being in the director's cut, that there's so many things that I wanted to change about this movie that I think would, I know, I just threw that out there just to make you do that. But there's so many things that I wanted that we could have, just little changes. And this movie could have actually been like really, really good. I mean, it's got potential. It just falls flat on so many different things because I don't know. They keep like turning the wrong way constantly. It's just like it's a movie of left turns. It's like why would you do that instead of this? But
so
we'll get into that in a minute also.
That's casting. I don't really want to talk about the director on this one because I thought this was a shitty movie.
It looks great though. I mean, you didn't like the makeup or the sets or even the unicorns.
It had the same shot over and over again. Like the shot of the table where the guy was torturing him. It was like they didn't even redo the film. They just kept playing the same loop over and over again, several times. So let's talk about plot holes.
That goes to editing more than the director.
Who's in charge of the movie? Who's in charge of the movie? The director.
The producer. Okay, that's why his name comes last.
So let's talk about plot holes.
Right.
There are a few.
Oh, okay. Bro, okay, I gotta go first on this. Just the one thing, just because it's the hook thing again. It's a fairy that can change sizes and wants to fuck the protagonist. We have another fucking fairy.
Maybe that's
that
where
wants to fuck the main character. Come on.
Maybe that's where Hook got it from.
Huh?
Oh, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, don't tell nobody I can change sizes. And I want to fuck you real bad.
Well,
Put your dick right
even
here,
worse
right
than this
here.
one is
And
that
I'm
she
pointing
changes
towards
her
my
face to match his other girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Other girlfriend. Woo!
Only girlfriend. And by the way,
huge
fuck
plot
Lily in this movie.
really in both of these movies. Why would you not fuck a pixie? Who else in the world can say they fucked a pixie? Not me. I would do it just for the. Although this one's not quite as cute as Julia Roberts.
I fucked a Dixie chick. Is that close? Right here?
Who's a Dixie chick?
You.
How am I a Dixie
no.
chick?
I don't know. I just made that up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I probably did fuck a Dixie chick.
Well, so I have a
I don't
couple.
know.
The music's terrible.
Oh, Lord.
And to me, there's a bit of plot hole because it doesn't even get like scary music when they go and they show like torturing people. Talk about how Darkness's fingers are like radioactive at the beginning, and they glow green, but then they don't later.
And his eyes.
And his eyes, yes.
And his
teeth
eyes.
too. In a sense, they kept talking about only someone super innocent could find a unicorn. But here, both this couple right before they find these unicorns are like fucking in the woods. I'm not sure how innocent that is.
Well, no, that's
They're in love. It doesn't
that's
matter.
procreation, and no, that's just being lustful. But I mean, like again, there's also Jack's supposed to be immortal, and Jack could find her, but I mean, this Lily girl is fucking greedy. She's fucking bitch. Fuck her. And then she
Well, even when he takes her to like go see the unicorns or whatever, like he's like,
Yeah.
I'm just taking you to
like-
see them, and she goes up and
He pretty
touches it. It's like,
specifically
bitch,
said, "Hey,
stop."
don't fucking touch them."
Right. I'm taking you to this place to see something cool. Why are you fucking it up?
Taylor's paraphrasing, "Don't fucking touch him," but she doesn't mean it. Also, he doesn't.
It might have made the movie better if he was like, "Don't fucking touch him."
Yeah, but I mean, like he doesn't stop her. So again, there's a lot of problems with this movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, quite a
Well,
bit.
I mean,
Quite a
he
bit
has
of-
incentive
you know,
not to
like,
stop
I
her
agree.
because they're just going to go fuck in the woods again. And if they weren't going to go fuck in the woods again and with their innocent selves, he could have stopped her and had no consequences. But if he does stop her, then she's not going to fuck him in the woods anymore. So,
Yeah,
No,
because
it's
he wouldn't hear the end of that.
fucking
She'd be
touching
like,
this
"The
unicorn
one
you
time I
touched
could
her."
touch a unicorn." Right.
Wow.
I totally agree.
Anyway,
No. No. Hold on. I got a real big problem with the fucking devil's sword
In the
fight at
mirrors?
the end. Like, Tom Cruise doesn't know. I don't know how to use any weapons, and all of a sudden he kind of knows how to use a bow and arrow, and he cuts the green girl guy's head off, and now he kind of knows how to use a sword. And then it's like, hold on. So he's darkness, which is, again, the devil. And he's shooting fire out of his fingertips, but then he goes, let me pick up the sword and sword fight you. And then on top of that, again, he's like 18 goddamn feet tall. Like, so, I mean, Tom Cruise is only 5'7", so he's swinging way up there. I mean, you think he'd be on the defensive, which again, I guess the sword fight gave into, so it's like, so he could stab him with the unicorn horn, which again, the unicorn horn falls into the molten lava, which he sticks his hand into, which is, I don't know if it's an homage or which came first. The movie Kroll. Does anyone remember the movie Kroll, where
I remember the name,
spinning
but I don't
blade?
think I've ever seen
Remember, he dips his hand into like molten lava to pull the Kroll out, and it doesn't burn him at all. Another bad, fun English fantasy movie, because again, Star Wars came out and they shot that in England, and England desperately tried to do Clash of the Titans. Like you said, I think Labyrinth was done over there also. Don't give me the line, but Kroll, Never Ending Story probably was, but God, but hey, Kroll, Liam Neeson's in that movie. Hey, what up, Liam? And a couple other people. But regardless, devil sword fight. Like, why would you? Anyway, all right. So I'll stop. I don't want to harp on that anymore. And then, who does darkness keep talking to?
That's what I wasn't sure about either. And I meant to bring that up, but I didn't make the note. I assumed darkness was like spawn of the.
If he's the devil, but
if he's the devil, then his father would be Jesus. Yes.
Would be God.
Jesus and God are like the same thing.
Which doesn't make any sense. We're not getting into that religious
stuff.
How is everybody the same thing?
Anyway, meant to be taken religiously.
It's not. Yeah. It's not. But still, at the same time, though, light can't,
or maybe he's just talking to himself, like just.
No, but I mean, like,
I don't know.
Then here's the deal. Like, say this movie did well. Could it have been set up for a sequel? But who would have been Darkness's master, father, creator, mother, whatever? Like, who's he keep talking to? And then also, this Darkness has got such a, big posse or whatever. Like, it's just Darkness, and then well-sounding unicorns. That's how that's the hierarchy. It's like top of the food chain over here, and then top of the food chain over here. Red and horns, and then horn and white. I mean, like, is that how this is working?
I don't know.
Like, again, you give the movie you give it a 3. Like, I'm just trying to like,
these like goblin things everywhere, and there was like one little section of beautiful woods.
And then again, another thing about that, where apparently if all these Anglo-Saxons, where are they? And then why are they why there's so many dwarves and or brownies like in Willow, which love Willow, by the way. Shout out Ron Howard. But and the same guy that plays I think it's Screwball in this movie, he plays the main wizard, the Peck Wizard.
That's
in Willow.
Willow's the one with a little
what I really like
bag of magic, right? Yeah.
The fairy dust.
Magic bag of magic. I love it.
Magic bag of magic. That should be,
Well, I'm ready for quotes. I don't know about you guys.
Then, please, Casey, if you would kick us off, good ma'am.
I just got one little quote, and I've, because the movie's a 3, but I think the quote is a 7. The dreams of youth are the regrets of maturity. I'm like, kind of made you think.
Kind of made me think that you're gay.
My favorite quote, the fatter goblin, when they escape the cell, they're running through the rooms, and one of them, he says, there's not enough alcohol in this castle or whatever to make me want to do any of this. And I agreed with that.
I like it.
He's the one that says, it's like, oh, yeah, like when he says, like, oh, you're dead too? Like, what? He's like, oh, they shot me in my head. I'm dead.
What's your quote?
I don't have a quote. There's nothing fucking quotable about this fucking movie. Quotable?
Any closing comments before
really,
we go off here?
I mean, if you haven't seen it,
you're really not.
You're not missing out on anything.
We were talking about this earlier. I've got some friends and exes that were somehow obsessed with this movie and always kept trying to get me to watch it. And it was funny that it took our show to finally watch it, but now I completely don't understand.
Hold on, is that why she broke up with you? Or y'all broke up is because you didn't watch the movie?
Because he's not alone.
But I don't get why this is such a big deal. Like I saw a meme after I watched this movie. I actually saw a meme on Facebook where they were talking about how hot Darkness looked in Legend, and I was just looking like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? What is wrong with it? This is not a good movie. Nothing about this is entertaining. So I don't understand why so many people like it so much. But hey, fuck you guys. Carter, final comments.
Well,
I'm with Taylor on this.
Made it abundantly clear. And again,
mic drop.
Well, don't drop the mic. It's expensive. But still, I mean, you go.
Stop. I'm not doing anything.
But, no closing comments. I mean, if it happens to come on, maybe watch it. It's
not playing anywhere.
I know. It's pretty good at times. It's not the best movie.
Noted.
Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to make a strong argument that you should, but at the same time, though, I didn't think it was as bad as you guys made it out. But I mean, like, again, when we talked about around the realm of time this came out, Never Ending Story, Labyrinth,
Willow.
Kroll. What else did we say? It's
Willow. Yep.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, Willow's not that good, but it's fun. Now, these are kind of fun for me, even though I think this is maybe the less fun, but they weren't good. But I don't know, to an 8-year-old, this movie actually might be, it's
and we might have liked it if we saw it when we were children.
It's also the prequels to Star Wars, Episode 1, 2, and 3. People, fuck, those are so much better but they're millennials, and so. That's the ones they saw first.
Nobody is arguing that Legend is better than the prequels to Star Wars, because it's not, and the prequels aren't better than the sequels. But at the same time, they're still better than Legend.
Yes, of course, you're missing my point. I'm just saying, if we're going to do Never Ending Story or Kroll or Labyrinth or whatever, yeah, those are all really bad movies also. Whereas at times,
not a bad movie, sir.
Fun. Yes, it is.
And Trixie's a Never Ending Story, so you can talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't Falcor look exactly like Trixie? Come on.
You got a little Fraggle Rock looking guy in Labyrinth riding a dog with a saddle on it or some shit. I mean, I haven't seen him forever. I mean, yeah, that's fun, but it's a terrible fucking movie. It's fucking terrible. And so that's why I give it a 4.5 instead of year 3. But hey, that's what the point of us getting together and talk is, that none of us are ever going to agree unless it's fucking Forrest Gump or Schindler's List won an Oscar. I mean, yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. Legend, whatever movie. So like us and subscribe on the YouTube, please, and on the Instagram. And we'll keep bringing you more fun things like this.
We hope.
Bye.
Bye.